There is a movie that I love. Our producer, Doug, loves as well. It's called Almost Famous. It came out years ago. It's about this kid that gets the opportunity to write this neat article for Rolling Stone. But in the movie, there is a scene where the manager of an up-and-coming rock band tries to motivate his group by referencing the Rolling Stones, the band.
You got to take what you can, when you can, while you can, and you got to do it now. That's what the big boys do. Because if you think Mick Jagger will still be out there trying to be a rock star at age 50, you're sadly mistaken.
Well, the movie was funny because right now at 75, Mick Jagger is on another tour. And coincidentally, that tour is sponsored by the Alliance for Lifetime Income. It's a nonprofit group that stresses the importance of protecting retirement income. I mean, Dolph, when I read this, I was like, this is up Dolph's alley because you're all about income in retirement. And obviously, Mick is still earning a paycheck. But what about the rest of us that are not rock stars? How do we keep those paychecks coming in when we turn 75, 85, or even older?
The key word on that is lifetime income. And I respect Mick Jagger, the fact that he's using this as a sponsorship, because I actually had a caller call in a couple of weeks ago that their portfolio, they're worried about. They saw an article I wrote on sequencer returns and how that can affect your portfolio. And it confused them. They said, what do you mean sequencer returns? I said, well, if you have 5 up years and 5 down years, does it really matter in what order they are? And they said, absolutely. It can totally dictate your withdrawal period. And the caller was interested. I mean, they were 63 years old. They were up from Huntersville. And so they decided to come to my workshop last week. And we had a nice conversation after the workshop was over with, because I had a part of the presentation was sequencer returns. And he was like astonished because it was like I took $250,000 on the graph and it's put it in the actual returns from 2000 to 2018 in the S&P 500. The 250 turned into 523. And he's like, well, that's not bad. And then no matter which way we sequenced the returns, it was the same thing. But if we started taking out a 5% withdrawal of that money in 2000, by the time 2018 hit, there was only $9,000 left in the portfolio. You're thinking to yourself, like, well, I'm 60 years old, Kristen, and now I'm 78 years old. I only have $9,000 left in my portfolio.
Right.
What am I going to do? And so we flipped the switch and said, well, what if we did zero's your hero? Well, I mean, zero's the worst you're going to do in the sequence of returns, but I'm only going to give you half of the upside. And they said, okay, same scenario, flip them around. And at the end of 18 years, instead of $9,000 left, he had $203,000 left. Which scenario is more beneficial in 18 years? Would you rather have $203,000 or $9,000? It changes your strategy because income is more important than anything in this world when it comes to retirement, in my personal opinion. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's how much money you have coming in from that. Sometimes the truth hurts. I mean, I don't know about you, Kristen, but sometimes you ask somebody a question, you're expecting them to give the answer you want to hear, and they give you the answer that's actually the truth, and you're taken back and go, oh, wow, why did you say that to me? Well, you asked me the question. I mean,
right?
If you ask somebody a question, expect the truth. And if someone says, hey, you have a 50% chance of running out of money, and your response is, well, I have a 50% chance of not running out of money.
That's true.
You know, it's true. The glass is half full, the glass is half empty. But in this world that we live in today, people are living longer. Medical costs are going up. Inflation's going up. Healthcare, I mean, you know that. We have to given. So if you have your income taken care of, like Mick Jagger does, even though he's working, he's got a lot of money. But looking at lifetime income and where the income's going to come from is more important than anything.
On News 1110 and 99.3 WBT.